Triumph shrank their 400cc engine down to 350 to dodge taxes and then raised the bike's price twice. Before you hand over your hard-earned money, here are 7 mechanical and service flaws that no mainstream reviewer has ever told you about. Let's get quickly into it. This is the Speed 400. The 350cc sold in India right now, 2,39,877 rupees ex showroom. So why the 350cc segment? Now Bajaj came up with a brilliant plan of shrinking the 400cc to a 350cc engine, hence coming to the 18% tax slab. But no one tells you with this change what changed inside the engine and what changed as an output. Let me tell you what changed. Mechanically, the bore stayed at 89 mm, torque cut from 64 mm to 56.1 mm. New crankshaft, new connecting rod, new cams. The walls and the head design remains untouched. Peak power now lands at 500 to 1000 RPM more for the Speed and the Scrambler series. I rode the Scrambler XC400 very recently, right, and I remember how the older one was. The new one is quite nimbler, and even climbing to the 3 digits is a bit of struggle when you compare it to the older model. Even the sound is a little bit shriller now. It lacks that bossy, compound sound of the earlier version. And this leads me to the first of the 7 flaws. The first flaw is they have taken away the Immobilizer from all the Triumph 350 series, which is still standard on the international series because they have not gone through the cut. In fact, they have been benefited, especially the Scrambler series. But the Indian series now does not have an Immobilizer. It's not a supplier issue, but it's a cost issue. And as a result, and because Triumph put this engine in 6 different models, all models did not get simultaneous or similar cuts. The base T4 drops 2 horsepower and 5 Newton meters. Every other model in the standard range drops 3 horsepower and 5.5 Newton meters. That's the honest mechanical cost of the downsize. Let's look at horsepower per ton parameters. Power to weight ratio before and after the engine swap. For Speed 400, now they are down to 206 horsepower per ton from 223, which was Speed 400, the original 400. The Scrambler 400 is down to 200 horsepower per tons from 216. The Scrambler 400 XC, which is built for rough, low-speed terrain where torque matters the most, is down to 194 horsepower per ton from 210, which was the earlier version. Now, when we are already talking about what has gone wrong, let me add one more layer, the layer of the Thruxton. Now, the international spec Thruxton has already got a more enhanced version of this original 400cc series. In India, we did not get any enhanced version because Thruxton as a chassis needs a more powerful and a more torquey engine. But in India, it got a 350cc engine. The issue is, at the launch day of this 350cc segment, the press release said and the spokesperson said that the Thruxton will get the original 400cc segment. And a few days after the launch, the press release changed to 350cc engine. Now this looks so bad, and the customers that were actually looking, and there are genuine fanboys, I am one of them, I love the original Triumph Thruxton. We are already down to last 3 issues or flaws or things that you should know about this engine. And the last 3 don't come from the spec sheet, they come from experience. Here is what it says. This engine is happiest between 4000 to 7500 RPM. And it's not comfortable. I'm not saying it's the worst, but it's not comfortable above 7500 RPM. And when you convert this RPM into speed, at a sustained speed of around 120, 110 kilometers an hour, this bike is beautiful. But when you go past it for a longer time, it is not the happiest. Yes, you will beat all the cars and all the buses and everything on the road. Your hands and your brain will tell you not to go past this speed because it's not happy and it's not great for the body for a long run. Now, this is the section where I really talk about how do you live with the motorcycle. When you start living with the motorcycle, there are things engineering wise, which you really think are weird and could have been so much better. For example, the oil filter and one of the two oil strainers sit behind the cover held by 5 bolts. One of these bolts is hidden behind its own plate. The radiator cap, which becomes so important in terms of long runs and issues and DIY, this sits under the fuel tank. Topping of coolant is fine. You can do that from the expansion tank without touching anything. But a full coolant drain and refill means the tank is coming off. The spark plug isn't much easier to reach either. None of all this is dangerous. It's just inconvenient. And when you live with it, and when you, like me, if you want to do a lot of DIY, it becomes such a pain because this could have been engineered so well. And the last one is the most important one, and I've kept it for the last for a reason. A chain tensioner rattle Triumph doesn't even seem to want to fix. One of my friend's bike sounded like someone tapping a hammer on the engine case at idle. It won't strand you, but once you start living with it, it's this constant thing that you hear, and it will become a part of your reflex. Sporty. It's not a sporty motorcycle. It's a little bit nimble, and especially the 350. It's nimbler. You need to ride it easier, but it needs higher revs because of the 350 engineering. And when you top it off with very aggressive riding, you get a mileage of 20, 21 at max. But apart from this, all these living issues still persist. And I still believe the engine, the chassis, the engineering is absolutely brilliant. They just need to focus on these niggles, and you as customers need to tell them that we need solutions for this, just like you did for the stalling issue. Till the next time we see each other. Ciao.